Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got a video about 5 points vids, link to his channel description below, titled Triggering All 30 NBA Fan Bases in One Video 2020 Edition, guys. So, you know, if I want to get triggered as a Piston fan, I just read my comment section. I deal with it every single damn day. So, yeah, let me know. Before we get going on this in the comment section below, let me know what your favorite NBA team is so I'm reading the comments. I know what you guys are exactly getting pissed off about. Let's get it. Milwaukee Bucks, number 1.
Isn't it great that you have your best shot at a title since 1971, and of course, the whole season gets Gobert. I can't think of a more obvious sign from the universe that it's time to give up. Remember when you traded the rights to Dirk Nowitzki for Robert Tractor Trailer?
Yo!
When Dr. J literally refused to play for you. Ever since Giannis took the leap, all anyone has talked about is when he's gonna leave Cheese Town. That has to bother you.
Just don't go to the Warriors. Just don't go to the Warriors. Please don't go to the Warriors.
A squad that thrives almost exclusively on teamwork, chemistry, and leadership made the perfect move last offseason. Signing Jimmy Butler. How about getting roasted by Dan Gilbert for not taking a shortcut to the 2011 championship? Was that as bad as Mike Bibby was during those playoffs? How's things down there since LeBron left?
Fine, they got banned. Oh, shit.
Thank God you finally traded Reggie Jackson after 5.5 seasons of apparently not realizing he was on your team. This squad is so hopeless that Blake Griffin is using this time off to transition full-time to comedy, and he's about as funny as Joe Dumars' tenure as GM.
Mouth guard. Looking out for...
In all fairness, Blake Griffin is funny at times. Wait, maybe not. And Joe Dumars is a Piston fan that don't really trigger me. I know like things did not end great with Joe Dumars. I mean, he had some good moments, like in the 2004 run and stuff, but yeah, I mean, he ended pretty damn poorly.
For me, a silicone shield, that what you be.
Of course, nothing is more perplexing than signing Boban Marjanovic and John Lure to a combined $62 million when you already had Aaron Baines and Andre Drummond.
Hey,
who,
Boban,
like a roll of film, never developed.
Whatever.
Cleveland. This pretty much sums it all up.
With the worst attendance prior to the season getting suspended, you guys should be right at home when they have to play games with no fans in the crowd. Maybe if you did have fans, one would have pointed out that Jordan Bell's shirt was untucked earlier this year and you wouldn't have lost due to a delay of game. Man, CP3 is a snitch. Yeah,
hey,
we all
gotta do what you gotta do to get them dubs.
Steph Curry twice, but in 2011 you whiffed on Kemba, Clay, and Kawhi for...
Bro, that man just showed Brandon Knight for Kemba Walker.
Derek Williams.
Derek Williams was hype.
The only team to beat out the Denver Broncos in the search for finding tall white guys. The Triple J experiment, yeah, that didn't turn out bad or anything. Mark Cuban did agree to pay his employees when the season was suspended, which is a good gesture until you realize it's just an advance on their sexual harassment settlements.
Oh, come on. Oh, boo.
Do I need to bring up 2006?
Damn, man. Boo!
The Spurs did the impossible and became the first Western Conference team to beat another Western Conference team in the finals by handing Kawhi Leonard to the Raptors. Speaking of that, you made him disappear faster than T-Mac's 13 points in 35 seconds. I'd bring up Tony Parker cheating on Eva Longoria with Brent Barry's wife, but that would be a foul like Manu Ginobili on Dirk in Game 7. Will somebody please get Terrence Ferguson a protein shake? You have watched star after star come to your dusty brick town only to have them disappear like our supply of N95 masks.
Hey, he got that Brandon Ingram build. It's working out nicely for Ingram.
Not just stars, MVP level talent. I guess a lot of people bring that up, so how about Dame Lillard doing this to you?
Oh no, yeah. Ooh. Great moment.
What's the one thing that can wipe out a promising young nucleus with an upward trajectory? Congrats, you won the offseason, which was like winning the lottery and buying more lottery tickets. The already injured KD and the find a reason to get injured weirdo who asked what government means to you. I don't get how you can have a better team and still somehow play second fiddle to the Knicks, who are terrible.
There ain't no second fiddle.
You know you're in trouble when the big selling point of your offseason is replacing Kemba Walker with Terry Rozier, whose spaghetti and ranch sandwiches are probably the true origin of COVID-19.
Wait,
the
what?
Hornets picked up...
That man eats spaghetti and ranch sandwiches? Are you stupid, Terry Rozier? You make $50 million and you're putting ranch on spaghetti. What are you doing?
Two twins, Caleb and Cody Martin, whose stats combined to make one NBA player. Don't worry about this rough period in your franchise's history. I'm sure ownership has a pragmatic, well thought out plan to return you to the glory of first round exits.
You got The Last Dance with Jordan
Trae
at
Young
least.
should have no problem
Distract you
staying safe considering
about your
he
owner.
stays 6 feet away when he's playing defense. Kevin Huerter, who was drafted to match the team's uniforms, is having a solid sophomore season, but the Hawks are learning with their most recent pick, Cam Reddish, was really only good in college because all 5 defenders were focused on his Duke teammates. How about having the top
Was he even
seed
that good in college?
2015 only to have the Cavs eject you from the playoffs like Al Horford in Game 3? The song named after Mo Bamba grabbed more boards than the real player his rookie year. Hanging on to the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference is a lot like riding a rusty stationary bike. It feels like you're moving, but you're really going nowhere, and the wheels are probably going to fall off anyways.
Been wearing that bike a long time.
When you did make the playoffs, you had one of the least memorable blowings of a 3-1 lead to the Pistons in 2003. Winning that series should have been as easy as hitting a couple free throws, right, Nick? Right, Dwight? Congrats to Rudy Gobert, the defensive player of the year.
Wait, the Pistons blew 3-1, right? I don't know. That was like right before I started watching basketball. I don't remember.
Managed to hold the rest of the league to 0
I'm sure it was
points
not a good memory.
Remainder of the season.
Yeah, T-Mac busted us up, didn't he?
Joke, but the dude did make it a point to mock this shit, and now the world has no sports. You do not get a pass like Andrei Kirilenko. If only Donovan Mitchell could score with the same efficiency that Gobert infected other people.
Whoa.
It's assuring to know that you can put together the best roster in team history, grab the 2nd seed in the West, and still manage not to be the best team in your own arena. Does Kawhi Leonard even have a pulse? I mean, the dude is emotionless even in the script club. All right, that joke was uncalled for, so I'll just bring up drafting Michael Olowokandi.
Let me trigger the Clippers real quick here. There is a good chance that this season doesn't finish, and that means you get like one season of Kawhi and Paul George, and very well both those guys or one of those guys could leave after, and then ultimately you end up losing all them damn draft picks for no championships. There we go, next.
Garpax was the greatest tragedy to hit Chicago since the fire. Gar is out finally, which means they're free to hire an equally incompetent replacement. Since his airness left, the Bulls have been a mismanaged festival of forgotten glory and sadness. D-Rose gave you hope that was quickly shattered. Now Butlerless, you dwell in the cellar like a diseased sewer rat, having missed the playoffs 4 years in a row.
Hey guys,
oh, and
good
guess
young
what?
core.
Michael Jordan was subject to load management. Congrats, you lucked into one of the best prospects of his generation as soon as you managed to piss off the last one. The worst part about the unibrow leaving you isn't just that, it was you were dog shit with him. Now Zion fell into your lap and you had to wait nearly half the season for his gumbo-infused knee to take the court, and as soon as he shows promise, the league gets shut down. Just wait until it's his turn to leave.
Hey, you got Ingram now at least, and Lonzo.
Swept out the building by the Warriors, and your answer for that? Signed Carmelo Anthony. Something you will never live down. Drafting Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan. Or passing
They had Clyde, right? They had Clyde. They didn't need him. They didn't need him.
on KD for Greg Oden. I guess history repeats itself. Just like when you are venturing out to the Pacific Northwest and you contract dysentery, aka Brandon Roy's injuries in liquid form.
Ugh. I don't like the sound of that.
Is it unfair to piss off your fan? You used to play in a giant Bass Pro Shops. That's how much your city thinks of you. You fired Fizdale, tanked the hell out of the 2017 season, lost the lottery, and only got the 4th pick, barely missing on Doncic and taking Jaren Jackson instead of Trae Young.
He's a beast.
That's almost as bad as giving Darko Milicic money, which you did for 3 years.
Jaren Jackson's a beast.
Just when you were starting to make a push, the universe caught on and decided a pandemic was better than the Kings in the playoffs. This is a team that passed on Luka Doncic because Vlade and his dad apparently have a beef that's older than Buddy Hield's real age. Yeah, that dude is long in the tooth, to say the least. Let's look at your pathetic player acquisition history. Trading for Derek Williams, Jimmer Fredette, Willie Cauley-Stein? Do I need to go way back to drafting out-of-service Purvis #1 overall and then giving up on him after?
Didn't they get a Nick Stauskas also? I think that was the Kings.
For only 1 year? God really does hate the Kings.
Missed that man.
The kings of the desert, the Phoenix Suns. DeAndre Ayton's PED suspension was a huge wake-up call for the league that, yes, this team still exists. Ricky Rubio is the second highest paid player, showing the team's financial side is as sturdy as this country's economy. Remember that time you got Shaquille O'Neal and
who's
missed
that,
the
number
playoffs?
2?
Then you went from Nash, Marion, Stott, and Shaq to 3-point guards. Too bad none of this is more triggering than me just saying Robert Sarver. Nikola Jokic is the softest player in the NBA. Literally, the guy looks like a Krispy Kreme donut. After getting called
Crispy, shout out.
the worst 2 seed of all time, you went out and proved him right by shitting the bed against the Blazers in 7. Remember how bad Nicholas Schittsvili was?
Who?
3.2 points per game bad. It's moves like that have kept you from not making a finals. Ever. Oh, you
This is going to be interesting.
flexed on us for all that time when your owner was doing interviews dunking on the world about how you were building an unstoppable juggernaut light years ahead of everybody. Well, Kevin Durant leaves, Klay Thompson gets hurt trying to Superman the rim, and Steph Curry immediately fakes an injury until he gets to play with whoever the draft lottery is rigged
That
for
shit
them
was
to
not
get.
a fake
Unfortunately,
injury.
it's probably going to be LaMelo Ball. You should have easily won 5 straight. Instead, your era ended with only 3, 2 of them snake bitten. Also blew a 3-1 lead. The bandwagon has left Oakland.
What was
with
that,
a brand
3-1?
new
What?
empty arena. Someone make sure James Harden is staying home because he ignores all the rules against traveling. The only thing uglier than Russell Westbrook's 3-point percentage is Harden without a beard. I'd tell that joke 27 times in a row if I
Yo,
could. You
that
know what's
is-
worse
yeah,
than missing
keep
a
the
bunch
beard.
of threes? What
Keep the
happened the
beard.
year before when you had a chance to shed that choker label and CP3 had to be sacrificed to the basketball gods.
You are so unmemorable, I almost forgot to put you in this triggering. Legit, I had to go back and include you after I uploaded. Whoops. Why
Whoa.
is your state so starved for basketball, yet you suck at it both in the pros and in college?
Yo.
Perhaps that you replaced Paul George with Victor
Oh, man, this is the meanest he's been. He is being mean to you Pacer fans. He is being mean.
Depot and
Oh my
Liam
God.
Sanity? Or was it because you traded Kawhi Leonard for George Hill? One last dig. You know you could have had MJ, right? The pick used to take Sam Bowie. Well, Portland got that from the Pacers. Or some guy named Tom Owens. Damn, son.
Damn, son.
Unfortunately, the Wizards will not be receiving a bailout for the John Wall contract. The only thing more ridiculous than paying
Somebody
him
will
all
take
that
it on.
money is JaVale McGee's antics when he was on your team. They're basically holding Bradley Beal hostage, needlessly hoarding him like toilet paper. Oh, that look on his face is just sad.
Hey, the man got paid. That was his
How
choice.
many times do we have to hear that Jason Tatum tweeted at LeBron when he was 14? Then Big Bron proceeded to treat him like he was 14 in the 2018 Eastern Conference Finals. He did better the following year, which was the opposite of what ML Carr did when he was your coach. The only thing worse than his coaching was his moves as GM, but at least he didn't keep the big 3 around until they were being wheeled out there because of a leaky anus.
That is not a great
All
moment, Paul
respect
Pierce.
to the Lakers, who lost a franchise great and basketball legend in a horrible tragedy. That is not subject to roasting. What is, though, is bringing in LeBron, who only came to you to pursue his best role, pretending he is not past his prime, and pairing him with Lance Stevenson, then talking major shit and not making the playoffs. Did Troy Dan delete that tweet because I think he owes me $20?
Yo, how many was that? Someone do the math on that. Oh, man, where's it at? Where's it at? Okay, I
Did
screwed.
Troy
Okay,
Dan
there we go.
delete-
There we go. If the Lakers do not make the playoffs, I will give yo,
That
damn,
tweet
bro.
Because I think he owes me $20. How about Magic getting played by the Pelicans? Him quitting via TikTok would have been more respectable than just telling the media he had enough of the Bus family. Then after quitting, they still end up with Davis and all seems to be on track. But then the lockdown hit and there might not even be a playoffs. That's
Again, next year.
shittier than Kyle Kuzma's decline into suckitude. It's sad to think that the only thing that is going to save this franchise is the Okay, we're not going to go there, and I don't wish that upon anyone but this guy. But I will say this offseason was so filled with
man.
hope. It was to
Man, the New York Knicks fan Photoshop days. Oh, guys, man. What a time that was.
Bring in KD, Kyrie, and Zion Williamson. Banners were being printed for both Times Square and the rafters. Instead, Julius Randle and a dick punch so hard you could literally feel it. Couple that with Dolan banning fans, banning legends like Oakley from the Garden, trading the best player the franchise has seen in decades, pissing off Spike Lee, nearly 50 years of torment. That's worse than Patrick Ewing missing a wide open layup. Seriously, the New York Knicks. What can you say about Joel Embiid, other than that his McDonald's and candy quarantine diet will probably ruin the offensive spacing when they come back? What are you going to do about that joke? Cry about it?
Man,
And
probably
for
burns 4,000
everyone who
calories.
has given me shit about the process, your clapbacks have been about as accurate and as likely as a Ben Simmons 3 or a Markelle Fultz free throw. The process you seem to so deeply stand has yielded 2 playoff series wins, and judging by your 39-26 record this season, each bounce of this shot was a tap on the nail that put an end to your bullshit system. And finally, your defending champs, the Toronto Raptors. Oh, did you think climbing the mountain and ending all those years of frustration of being a lowly expansion team that never got to a finals would exempt you from this list? First of all, you had to have your team owner shipped out west to live out his Hollywood aspirations.
Oh,
then you had to be
yeah.
gifted the best player
Come on
in the
now.
NBA, and as soon as he bookended his stint with awkward laughs, he was out of the north faster than a dollar bill about to contract chlamydia in a stripper's G-string.
Still got a chip, though.
Don't forget that you drafted Andrea Bargnani with the #1 overall pick after contracting European fever. Somehow, after losing Kawhi, you were having a decent season, but you're probably the Greek Freak's new piece of sardine oil-covered meat. You better hope he leaves too. Well, there you have it.
Oh my, okay. Wow. I just feel, okay, yes. All right, man. That was it. Let me know in the comment section below. Did you get triggered?